Hi, welcome back to Pit Pass Podcast.
Christmas edition with me, AJ Davis.
And me, Danny Bauer, and it's my turn to grill AJ about his 10 long years in Rebels Racing. So we'll go back to where it all begun. So where did you first...
All begun.
Hey up, Hednesford. So we'll go back to the start, where you first saw a Rebel, heard about Rebels, and how you first got into a Rebel.
So where I first saw Rebel is a bit strange. It was, I believe, 2008. I was a little kid watching Dave, I think it was Scrap Heap Challenge or how it's made, some car-related thing. And it's something called an ident. For those that don't know, we'll put a little video up and you'll be able to see what I mean. And I first saw a Rebel, or three of them, back then. But I've sort of, when I grew up and when I was a little kid, Mum and Dad used to take me to Santa Pod drag racing. So I've always been around cars. I've always wanted a hot rod. So me being little stupid AJ, saw these cars and I remember saying to myself, I'm going to own a hot rod one day. I'm going to own one of them. Little did I know that was a Rebel. Right. But that was way back before I was even driving, so I didn't have a clue what anything was.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what oval racing was. But at that time, I was playing ice hockey with Alan, previous episode.
Yeah.
Do you know I might have played against him? Don't quite know. We got... I don't know when I finished, but we've played all over when I was a kid. We've been to Sweden, Czech Republic, Prague, all over the UK. So I've always been a little bit competitive. But Dave, TV show, that's the first time I'd seen a Rebel. I'd never seen one in the flesh, just my little stupid idea of a hot rod on a TV show.
So that's the first time you've seen one. So did you go watch the Rebels before you decided to get in one?
No. Yeah, we went to Buxton.
Yeah?
Because when I finished ice hockey, didn't really have anything to do. I bought a E36 rear-wheel drive drift missile. So I was like, yeah, let's start drifting. So there was me and a few other people. We sort of had a bit of a plot of land at an industrial estate, so just used to tear fucking tyres to shreds. And my dad one day just said, oh, do you fancy having a look at these? So he'd seen Rebels on YouTube.
Yeah.
I can't remember which video he'd seen, but we was looking at the fixtures and it was like, oh, they're racing at Buxton. So it's not too far away, we can go have a look. And obviously we'd never been to Buxton before, so it was the first time going anywhere. And I remember driving through the hills going, there's not a track anywhere near here.
Everyone's first reaction to Buxton is, where are we?
Yeah, it's like there's just fields, and then you sort of tip over the hill getting to Buxton. It's like, oh, holy shit, there's cars everywhere. So that was the first time we sort of looked at them. And then I was just hooked, because it's like finally getting into a competitive form of motorsport, you know, this is pretty good. But the first time I saw a Rebel before that was at my previous job. I was a delivery driver, and one of the places we delivered to went past one of the old racers' yards, and there was just a Rebel chassis on top of a container. And I always used to drive by thinking that must be a wicked little go-kart. And obviously seeing the Rebels and seeing him there, we realised what it was. Yeah. So I popped into his yard, said, how much do you want for the Rebel on the roof? He said, you don't want that one, it's knackered, I've got 3 more in a container. So that's how we came across ours, which is chassis number 60. So it's not an old one, but it's not a new one. It's sort of
mid-range.
Yeah, in between.
That finding that Rebel there as well, though, in the later years of racing, sort of help you find someone to help you in the right direction with racing as well, didn't it? It wasn't just like, there's a car, there you go. You ended up finding a bit of a mentor in it, didn't you?
Yeah, Craig Vaughan, he's helped me so much with the racing. I couldn't get my words up then. It's hard to explain what he's like, because he's just such a good guy to teach you.
Yeah.
Because he taught me how to build the engines, and it wasn't just do this and do that. He'd really make you question yourself. So you'd lap some valves in, and he'd go, are you happy with it? And he'd go, yeah. Are you sure you're happy with it? And he'd be like, oh, am I happy with it now?
Yeah, get you second guessing.
I'll just redo it. And then it was just that sort of mentoring that got me down to where I am now. I won't say I build a bad engine. I mean, apart from the year I went through 3 engines in 3 meetings.
Yeah, the Yazoo factory.
Yeah, but I think that's just the fact of we're trying to push so much out with the little engines.
Yeah.
You know, they're 50 odd years old, and it's like trying to give your grandma a crack. you put in these old workhorses that have done, I don't know, maybe it's 50 mile an hour at most in 4th or 5th gear. We're just ramming them full of speed parts and then tearing them around a track.
Yeah.
So there's a certain limit where parts are going to fail. You know, not everything's new. You can't get new blocks anymore. I mean, your cams, they're reground old cams. You don't know half the time. You might get an engine that looks knackered but it goes well, or you might get an engine that looks really well and you spend an absolute ton of money and it don't last very long and you then cry.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of money down the drain.
That's the thing, most parts are refurbs, aren't they, with it? It's hard to see brand new parts for certain parts of the engine.
It is. We are trying to develop our own bits now. Bits we can replace, we're trying to get machined brand new, just so we're taking that reliability factor out of it and we're having brand new bits done. And it's then you're sort of getting rid of that worry.
Uncertainty. So we'll go back a bit then, because we've got on a bit of a tangent there. So your
That is
first...
my bad, damn it.
You bought the car, obviously, but before that, I believe you did a hire.
Yeah, so you'll tend to find people that are watching, everything with me like is full circle.
Yeah.
So we hired Tom Damon's car, which was the orange and black one, chassis 29. So we raced that, wicked. We started out from the back for the first 2 meetings at Northampton before it was Shell.
Yep.
I thought, this is wicked, you know. Final race, or I think it was the Grand National. I was like, right, I'm going to go from the front. So I was going from the front, and there's a picture somewhere of, I think it was John Gavin on my inside, me in the middle, and Paul Martin, number 29, on my outside. And all I remember is going in the corner with them two, and then I came out the corner in the wall. I can't remember anything in between, but even just after that, it's like, this is wicked.
Yeah.
You know, even when you get sort of battered about, it's just good fun.
So, was it just one hire you did before you bought your first Rebel then?
Yeah, so we bought the Rebel first.
All right, got you.
But we'd stripped it down and tried to like make sure everything was right, painting the chassis, doing all your like winter rebuild stuff. Yeah. But we'd hired that one already, so it was like we booked a hire, we bought a car, and then went out in the hire.
Yeah. So was that 2014 season?
Yes.
So 2015 was the first.
Yeah, 2015 was the first
season.
season we started.
So what was the start of that like? What was it? Did you start off from the front in your car? Did you start from the back again, or?
I'll be honest, I can't remember.
No.
I think the first meet we went from the back, because you can have 3 races from the back. I believe I went from the back. I can't quite remember. But all I remember is it wasn't good.
No.
It took me 6 meetings to finish a race.
Yeah.
But back when I started, it was brutal. There was a lot more heavy hitters than there are in the Formula now, and I just ended up being on the wrong end of the stick a lot of the time. Not in a bad way, just I was one of the ones that got put in the wall to bring out the yellows.
Well, I feel, when you start as a white top, you've either got the people that'll just stick to the racing line and you will get moved, or you got the people who'll give the space. And so, most of the time you see them stick to racing line, it can end pretty carnage now. So I can imagine back then with the bigger numbers and you're hitting harder.
Yeah, and when I started as well, we didn't have hands devices, we didn't have race radios, so we had the stupid donuts and...
Even that, you didn't even have the blocks on the bumpers, so you'll have felt a lot more of it. I know they don't move, but
yeah, I didn't have my armchair seat that we have in now.
Yeah, that is a comfy seat.
Yeah, so back when I started, the car wasn't as nice as it is now.
No.
Like with the changes over the years that Rebels has made. Coupled with the heavy hitters, it was a hell of a shock to like go, yeah, let's get in this racing malarkey. And like with everyone, I was one of the people that looked at it going, that's easy, I can easily do that, you know. You get in it, you get humbled.
Yeah.
Very humbled. But I remember the first meeting was at Birmingham. 2015, because we totaled the car big time down the back straight. We just hit a parked car flat out. I thought, well, if we're going to do it, I like that DNF does.
Yeah. So, obviously, we're not remembering much of the first season with it being a fair few years ago now.
Well, sorry to butt in. On the first season, we did manage to get like something. So we managed to get East Coast Championship, which was fun, considering we didn't finish 6 meetings, all that jazz. At the East Coast Championship points, which for white tops it's ×4, multiply yellow tops ×3, blue tops ×2, and then red tops it's just your single points. We managed to sort of get a half decent mid to back end of the season, and I think we was battling with John Gavin on the Rebel Treble, which was the last meeting of the East Coast
Championship,
and I think someone put him in the wall dodgy, and he just said, I'm going after so you can have it. But we were still racing for it, do you know?
Yeah.
I think there was maybe 20-30 points between us both, so that was a nice shock.
Yeah.
Because it's gone, it went from like Craig telling me, don't worry about trying to win anything, just get the seat time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we've got a trophy, you know, that's fun.
Yeah, well, any trophy's well received in it.
Yeah, let alone a championship.
Yeah, championship in the first year. Quite unheard of, I'm going to guess, in Rebels, that.
No, I'd probably say for the East Coast Championship, because the lower grade, it's more like catered for the lower graders. Although you do get some red tops that are up there in the table towards the end of the season.
So moving on a bit then, you got any other highlights at the start of sort of the season that were like major things that you still have learnt from that you still carry into today?
In 2015?
2015, 16, the first couple of years in racing, as like you say, a novice.
Just, I'm glad that I stuck to it, because when you've got so many DNFs and like at the start of it, we wasn't making the bits. Yeah. So it was like, you know, hi Rachel, we're at the truck again. It did have its sort of financial impact, going from like the drifting where it was just you pop down to the tyre place, you know, if you've got any spare 15 tyres, they'll give you them, done. Going to like, right, we've just wrecked the car and we've got to fix it to get back out racing. So it was good that like we just put that sort of stuff to the side and just said, right, let's just keep going and then try and find how we make the bits, start measuring the bits and get it all going. So that helped, because when I started Rebels, I wasn't as involved with cars as I am now. Yeah. So it was like a bit of a kick up the arse to, teach yourself, and because I've always been into metalwork and fabrication and whatnot. But that was like, right, up your game, get your gear, get a lot of stuff, make your bits, and your racing's cheaper. Yeah. So that was one thing we learned. It's like you've really got to put the time into the racing to get good at the racing. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people there with big teams. I don't have a big team. No. Or when I first started, I didn't have a big team.
No, it was just you and your dad, wasn't it?
Yeah, me, my dad, my mum.
Your mum as well, yeah.
There was a kid that came with us the first year and a bit, Prosser. He didn't really do a lot. It was good to have him there, like, but it got to a point where I was like, too many cooks. Do you know? 2016 season did nothing. There's nothing in that season I can remember. Although, whenever we've had a season, we've always gone, we need to make something better next season. So, like, we've always done one better each season, whether that be in the points or wins or something. So, 2016, I think the only good thing is we was higher up in the points than we was in the first year. 2017, got my first win. Birmingham Wheels, I think it was a Grand National. There was 3 laps to go. I know it was close, and I was third. Restart happened. I think we got into turn 1. I gave the guy in second a nudge, and then like nudged him into first place, and he sort of like parted the ways, and I got through the middle. Sure. But coming off turn 4, you know, being real giddy, I just had my foot on the throttle, and it was like sideways. So I remember coming off turn 4 like, oh, this ain't good. But no, that was the first win. And then 2017, back end of 2017 season, everything was just chaos. Because workshop life was not just Rebels.
Yeah, I was going to come on to this. So 2017 and 18, I believe, you had different things going on, but other than Rebels, because this ain't your first time in front of the camera, is it?
No, so back end of 2017, we got accepted to go on to Sky One with a show called Carnage that was filmed out in South Africa, which is the biggest fever dream trying to explain to people. Because when you say, oh, yeah, I've done TV before, they go, oh, what you done? You done like a little game show? And it's just, yeah, I built a weaponized car to take out to South Africa and fight in the desert with other cars. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
So that was big fever dream. But even that was like, it's one of those things where I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll put myself that far in the deep end. You've got to sort of learn to get out of it.
Get on with it, yeah.
And then after Carnage, I think it was only a couple of months after Carnage, we got accepted to go on to another show called Scrapyard Supercar, which was filmed by National Geographic, but then got bought out by Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Which was trying to build a vehicle in a scrapyard in 4 days to take on a supercar.
So I bet there's a fair few stories there with them then.
I have got that many stories with Carnage and Scrapyard. There could be another video. So if people would like to see a separate episode on all the shenanigans we got up to with the TV stuff, if you comment, we'll do one.
Yeah, maybe see if we can get a little watch along going, something like that.
Yeah, a little watch along. I have got stories coming out of my yin yang, you know, but there's some weird stuff. Even to the point where I am now on a blacklist in Dubai airport. So I can't go to Dubai without getting searched, which is fun.
Mental. Well, yeah, so if anyone wants to hear them stories, find out why AJ is on a blacklist, let us know, and we'll get either a podcast watch along. We'll get something done.
Yeah, we'll do a little watch along.
Yeah.
We've got the videos somewhere.
And then that way everyone can see what you're blacklisted for.
Yeah, so back end of 2017 is when we was doing the Carnage car, and it was work from 8 till 5 and then 5 till like 2 in the morning we was finishing. So that was a struggle for the racing. And I remember going to Stoke and it being, right, we need to keep the car as pristine as we can. You know, I know it's Stoke, it's Shield racing, things might get a bit grafted. And that was our first rollover, so that was perfect timing, which was fun. You know, everyone was like, you know, what's it like to roll over? It is wicked. I love it, just upside down. And then the guy was like, are you all right? Yep. Can you come out? Yep. So I just unbuckled, forgetting I was upside down, so I just like flopped to the roof. But that was fun.
So that was 2017, 2018, 19. Was you sort of starting to, would you have had your first red top by then, or was you sort of bouncing between blue, yellow?
I think we got into red top back into 2016, beginning of 2017.
All right, so yeah.
But it was more of like the battle for the lights.
Yeah.
Because that was, so to get your lights, you've got to be one of the top 6 drivers or top 5 drivers in the standings.
Yeah.
Disregarding, you know, your National Points Champion, World Ride Rebellion Champion, and Masters.
Yeah.
So it was a big battle, and I remember battling with Luke Truin. Like, every point counts. Every single point counts. If it was, I don't know, there's that much stuff that Rachel does at a meeting. Sometimes she might mark down one guy, you know, a point in the wrong position.
Yeah.
So after every meeting, after every race, my mum just used to work out the points. Because it got down to the point where it was, I think, 5. I've said point like 20 times in like the past 2 minutes. But it got down to where there was about 5 points between me and Luke getting lights. And we were sort of switching back and forth. But it was good to finally get the lights. Because then, like, your classes...
You've earned them, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's not something that everyone can say they've had in racing.
Yeah. So that was fun. Because we used to, while we was racing for the points, we was pit lane racing. Yeah. So, like, way before he was going on track, you know, we was getting buckled in and we was lining up. Just so you're the first person out in your grade. Which I think that's why Rebels have that rule now of if you've been on the pole you've got to swap and change around, because I was that little twat that would always be at the front of the Reds. Every single race, it was just like, you're just lining up again. Oh, you're just lining up again. So I think that's why they brought that in, because of people like me that was just being a bit of a twat and trying to get to the front of the Reds all the time.
So just quickly touching on that, just quickly for anyone that might not have a clue, what would you say pit lane racing is for your grade racing? Like you say, Paul, for your grade.
So in your heats in your Grand National, you start white top, then it goes yellow and then red, then blue and then red. So if you pit lane race, you're trying to beat everyone else in the pits to lining up, so you make sure you're on pole for your grade.
Yeah.
Because if let's say you go out as a blue top, but you're the last blue top, well, now you've got all the blues to overtake, all the yellows to overtake, and all the whites.
Yeah.
But if you go out first blue, well, you've only got the whites and yellows to overtake. So you're not giving yourself a handicap at being at the back of your grade.
Yeah.
For the extra 2 minutes is sitting in your car, which wasn't good when it was blisteringly cold at Birmingham. You pit lane race and go, yeah, it's all right. It's not going to be that bad. Icicles hanging off the bumper, freezing your doodahs off. So it's got its pros and cons. Yeah. It's good because you sort of get out, you're ready to race, but then you then sat in the car and you're getting cold and wet and bored.
Yeah, so like you say, that rule's come in now to sort of take that out a little bit to try and give everyone that fair chance of having a front spot.
It just mixes it up now.
Yeah. So that's 2017, 2018, moving on. When was your first major championship win after that then?
A long time.
Was it?
A long time
the
later,
next
yeah.
one, yeah. So what would you say your next milestone was?
Next milestone was just trying to finish higher in the points.
Yeah.
Because as previously mentioned, we tried to better ourselves, not top ourselves. We didn't try and top ourselves. We tried to better ourselves each year.
Yeah.
So we was getting into 11th, and then it'd be 10th, and then it'd be 9th, and we just tried to creep up. I wasn't winning a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I might have got the odd win or two. I think, as daft as it sounds, I can't remember the year, but we was up at Scotland. It might have been 2019. It pissed it down, and then the sun had come out, and I don't know if you've ever seen Lokelly before. It turned into just a patchy, stripy track. So there'd be a wet patch and a dry patch and a wet patch and a dry patch, but full streak of the track. And I'd gone up to Lokelly with my mum. First race out, we stove it into the wall because we came around the corner, got on the wet patch, got a bit RC, hit the dry patch, got all the grip, and it just spat it into the wall. Bent the chassis leg up, and I said to my mum, well, we've knackered it here, haven't we? First race of Lokelly, it's done. And she said, well, you can't do anything with a car now, just go out and see what you can do.
Have a bit of fun, enjoy you. Yeah,
next race, won it. Race after that, won it. Next race, won it. So it was like, well, it's helped us.
Yeah.
So that's why our car's now bent, and I've not got any inkling of straightening it.
No, you've said that, Andrew.
Because prior to that, we was just sort of mediocre, and it sort of bent it right, which a lot of people that come into Rebels and say, oh, my car's this percentage on the scales and that percentage on the scales and yada, yada, yada. Fair enough. We don't do that. 1, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
2, car goes well bent. I don't want to straighten it. So that was sort of that. We'd bent the car and then we started winning things. So we did start improving on the tables each track. And then was more consistent keeping the superstar lights. We'd lost them a few times, and it was a bit gutting because you're at the track and you've got your lights on, and there's only a few drivers that have got them. And when I first got the lights as well, there was some really good drivers. I don't know if I was racing with the Thompsons and I had the lights, but there was some really high caliber drivers, and a couple of them still race today, and even now, I don't look at them thinking, I'm better than you. I look at them going, you've got a lot more experience than me, and I'll give you that respect on the track.
Yeah.
I might have a dig at them now and again, but but still, they'll easily run rings around me.
Your biggest bane in racing now is probably your lights.
Yeah, because they never work.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think you ever have them on.
I think I've spent more money on lights than I have buying cars.
So, if we...
Ellie laughing at that one.
If we sort of move on to more recent years then, you've sort of come through, got into your lights. Obviously, not to jump too far, but like 2021 through 2023.
2023 was, I think, the start of like it's getting proper.
Yeah.
Do you know, I remember battling with Brad Cooper for 4th place, right to the last meeting of the year. Northampton, I think it was Shell. At this point, like I've not got a handle of Shell.
Yeah.
Hated the stuff, couldn't stand it. And I think going into the last race, there was 12 points between Brad coming 3rd or me coming 3rd. You know, Brad was ahead of me in 12 points. So it was like, I've got to DNF Brad, and all Brad's got to do is finish.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I don't think there was enough cars for if I came first and he came second, or I came first and he came last, there'd have been enough.
The points gap ain't enough.
No. So on that one, he dropped back and it was like, shit. So I came 4th, which again, wicked, happy with.
Yeah.
And then again, we had the odd win. I've had that many 2nd places and 3rd places. It's kind of gutting because you're like, oh, well, I'm just there. I'm like the winner of the losers sort of.
Yeah.
But every meeting's a learning curve. Do you know, there was a time following Shane, he's just flying off into the distance. You know, you're thinking, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
But then you do a couple of corners, like you just knuckle your head down, and then, well, I'm catching him up here. And then you sort of get giddy that you're catching him up, and he's rocketed off again.
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus has come. Hey. But no, it's just sort of been 2015 was East Coast champion, and then from 2015 to maybe 2023, there was just nothing.
Yeah.
Odd little win, odd little trophy, but nothing like major. Then when you started coming and watching, you and Ellie.
Yeah, we came for the last race of 2023, which is quite ironic that our first race that we ever came, and well, second race, we did a Skegness, but when we decided to start coming, motor was a Buxton.
Yeah.
The worst Buxton I've ever been at. Maybe barring the last one because I hated that.
There's a difference in the from being a spectator to being a racer.
Down to like the race, it just huddled in the van and stuff like that because it's so cold up there. So then we watched that 2023 race, and then I think it was Elle the next year went, should we just start going each week? Well, yeah, why not? We're doing how else at the minute. I was going to the rugby, but so then 2024 was when we was like, we're in. Yeah. And I think we came for, I think you might have thought, well, was you jinxes at the beginning? Because I think you did about 5 meetings, 4 engines.
It wasn't good.
No.
You know, it's not good when you're like, yeah, Danny boy, what do you think about coming into this formula? Just ignore the fact we've now got a stack of engines that are knackered.
Yes. So like you said, 2024 wasn't really a great start for you, was it?
No.
Hennesford first race. Hensford.
Oh,
no. Hensford.
Cannock. Just make it easy for yourself.
The quarry.
The quarry.
I remember being there, and was that engine went that race? It was a 2-day one. Saturday wasn't going great, and you started picking up a bit of smoke.
Yeah. The engine's on my bench now. I think the liners were leaking, or there's a cracked liner or something, but it was just smoking really badly. And then it milked up the oil and water on the end of day 1.
Yep.
And it was just like, well, we can't do that. Let's just send it and see. So that was engine number 1 of the season. And then I think we built a temporary one. Just one to sort of get us going. And I was like, right, let's build a brand new one. new block, new crank, new pistons, new rods, new cam, new everything. Apart from new pressure release valve.
Yeah. And I believe it was Ipswich where that went.
Yes, it was. So pressure release valve got stuck open, just dropped all oil pressure, and just cooked it.
Yeah.
Everything in that engine is just scrap.
Which that was an engine you went quite heavy on.
Yeah, I went.
Yeah.
I went very heavy on it.
But moving on, you sort of got past that into your. I believe your next engine lasted rest of the season after that one, didn't it?
No.
Oh dear.
No. At Canuck, I'm not getting the worry about saying it wrong. We did pop an engine, and Taggy lent us his spare.
Right.
Which is good because, you know, Rebels being a big family, people do take spare engines, and a lot of the teams are kind enough to lend you one.
Yeah.
So he lent me his engine at Canuck, and our next race was at Buxton. And this is where it opened my eyes to being like, right, it's not the engines that are killing themselves. Because Taggy's was, he just said it was a spare engine that he's had for a little while.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with it. We went out to Buxton and we obliterated it.
Oh dear.
We killed it. Big time. We snapped the cam in 8 pieces. We snapped a piston, like clean in half. A conrod in half. We sent rod number 2 out of where rod number 4 is, like literally poking outside the block. So it was like, something's not right here. And that's when we took prop out, gearbox out, crown wheel and pinion out, just checked everything. And there was a bent shaft in the gearbox.
Right.
So what I think was happening was it was just sending mad vibrations through the engine and just loosening everything.
Just sending everything to.
So we quite swiftly threw the gearbox in the bin with no second doubt on it. Put a different box in, built an engine. Wicked, you know, we're not killing engines now.
Is that when you went back to a straight cut?
It was a straight cut that killed it.
Straight cut that killed it.
Yeah, it was me just being me, because I'm always trying to figure out ways that we can sort of improve. I know you can't do a lot with Rebels, but there's nothing in the rules to say you can't make the efficiency better. Do you know, you can't make things roll a lot freer. Like you've seen with my car, it'll be in the workshop and it'll just start moving.
Yeah.
Do you know, there's zero rolling resistance, so making sure everything's proper all the time is sort of key. And if you could sort of say that's a bit backwards from what you were saying earlier, that you don't put your cars on the scales, but we don't. But you can push our cars and they'll fucking roll forever.
Yeah, it's different ways you want to attack it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people want to check the crossweight and make sure it's at a perfect for different tracks, and then, like you say, yours is more rolling resistance. Someone else might have another way of looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do it with everything, even alternators.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take my alternators apart, because some people run alternators with them all gutted out, but then you've not got an alternator charging your battery.
Yeah.
So you might lose it out. But, like, we'll take them apart. We'll take all the dust covers off the bearings, clean the bearings out, put low viscosity grease in them, put it all back together, and then, yeah, your alternator still works, but it's not drawing that much power from your engine, whereas if your bearings were knackered and it was all dirty grease and
yeah, I'd have to pull a lot more to get going.
yeah, it's just stuff like that. But when we was popping engines, before we knew it was a gearbox, it just makes you second think things. Like, I think this was when I was doing engines for other people. So we started doing like engines for Matt McClure, Tony Welsh, and, you know, Ashley Pearlthorpe, and it's like wicked. Them lot are going off and, you know, they're getting heat winds and this, that, and the other, and I'm just at the back blowing myself up to bits.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of annoying, because then it's like, well, your sort of reputation gets kicked a little bit.
Yeah. Anything can be a downer on racing, and when it's one of them things, like you say, you're building your own engines, you've only got yourself to look at, haven't you?
Yeah, you can't be like, oh, well, you know, you've done this wrong and you've done that wrong. You're sort of looking in the mirror and just pointing at yourself going, why are you an idiot?
Yeah. You do that a lot.
I do it a lot.
And we do it a lot too, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, you got past that part, which was a slow start to 2024.
Yeah, which
For you.
the engine that were built after all of that mess was built in a dusty car park where it was just, right, let's get an engine that we know is going to work and we know is going to be right and just go out racing.
Yeah.
You know, rather than doing all this, like...
Was that the week you pretty much went to Craig Vaughan's every night and you got the engine done in quick
time?
We had
yeah.
a quick turnaround, didn't we?
Yeah. We've done... The quickest we've done an engine, bog standard, Reliant engine on a bench, strip machine, build back up is 10 hours.
Yeah.
I don't recommend doing it because it's awful. Because there's no break. It's just like, right, go for it. But no, that's the quickest we've done an engine. We've done an engine in 10 hours to go from standard to race ready. Which was the engine that we had going into the 2024 season and like the first little bit of 2025 season.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 90,000 mile front Reliant engine. It was just, there's an engine.
So you got past your engine troubles then, and obviously you started picking up some points moving on through the season, and then
Aldershot.
That's
So Aldershot, hated it, awful track. I think it was on our crusade for the Superstar Lights. We was winning one race. We had, I think it was Keith Murphy behind us, and Carl Emmett was behind Keith. So Keith and Carl at the time was battling for national points. And I remember Keith just giving me a tap on turn 4, which Aldershot, it's like an egg. Turn 1 and 2 is nice and sweeping, turn 3 and 4 is just really tight.
yeah.
So he knocked us wild on that, and we just couldn't recover, do you know? And then I think Keith put himself out. I think he hit me, I went wide, Keith span, and then Carl took it. So I've always hated Aldershot, but in 2024 season we started to like pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Turns 1 and 2, we don't lift, we just go flat out. Turns 3 and 4, we're still flat out into the corner, but we stamp on the brakes just to try and like nip the front end in, and then we're back on the throttle to bring the back end out.
Yeah, you see a lot of smoke coming from front left on the Rebels.
Yeah.
At Aldershot.
Yeah. But I think that's when it started to get... It just started to click with me a little bit, because with the Southern Shootout Championship at Aldershot, your lower scoring drivers will start at the front of the pack.
Yep.
And then they sort of split the pack in half, and then your higher point scoring people will start half a lap back. So I was right at the back, right on the opposite side, at the back with Shea. And all I can remember on that one was green flag went. I think we did one lap. Ashley Geary tagged with Tony Walsham, and then I hit Geary and I just front end went up, and I was like, we're 2 laps in, boys. Why are we trying to win it on the first one? Thankfully, when we came down, we didn't knacker anything, and then we went on to win that, which was a bit... I was a bit like, we've won another championship. That's a bit strange. Because we was like, that's a championship designed for like the lower scoring people to win it. Purely on the fact of you've got half a lap handicap.
The lucky part about Aldershot is it just normally brings out the yellows.
Yeah.
Which then closes you all back up because you've got to go single file as long as you've race started.
I don't know, did we have yellows on that Aldershot?
Well, you will have done for that, won't you?
I don't know.
Do you think it total restarted?
No, we didn't restart. That was just one of those
you just
racing
unhooked
things.
and got?
Yeah.
Right, got you.
Well, that's what I mean.
I'm not sure then.
The car, like our car, is ballistic around Aldershot. I don't know what it is, don't know why it is.
Yeah, happy hunting grounds.
Yeah. We got a couple of wins earlier on in the season. That's why when we went into Southern Shootout, it was a bit like, you know, we've got a good chance. I mean, Ellie will tell you, Dan will tell you, whenever we go to a meeting, especially Ellie, is she'll always say, you know, what are you getting today? And I'll say, I'm going to come last. And she said, no, you can't be saying that. But if I go out there saying, I'm going to come first, and I get second, I'll be like, well, I don't think I've done well. Whereas if I say last, and then I've come second, I feel like, well, I've beat what I wanted to do. So I can remember on that saying, you know, I'm going to just finish. And then when we won it, it was a bit like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange. But that was good. And then that was our first track championship, Aldershot, which we nearly got this year by 2 points.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this one got cut short, didn't it? Because we didn't race it at Aldershot twice, which you'd have been hoping for.
Yeah, we was only the
We
ones.
ended up racing it at Aldershot and Yarmouth won it.
Yeah. So Aldershot this year as well is when we did the 30th anniversary.
30th anniversary win.
So that was good to win. And the thing with this year as well is like I've always wanted to do like this. I've always wanted to do YouTube things, you know, from doing like the Carnage and the Scrapyard Supercar. It's just good to try and do that side of things.
Yeah.
Like we do so much stuff here, it's unreal. And it's good just to try and document that. If people want to watch it, people want to watch it. If they don't, they don't. So the year just gone was a bit. I sort of bit off a bit more than I could chew, because it's like, right, let's start doing YouTube and let's start like racing harder and then doing this and doing that. And I think when we got on to doing, like, Elle was doing the videos at the track, you know, he was coming along giving a hand, and this is before we started to go mental buying cars. It just sort of give me a bit of a kick up the tush to sort of, right, let's try and get a name for ourselves and try and win some stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's what got me racing a little bit harder. So,
Which
you know,
then-
it's you, Danny Boy, it's got me there.
Which then we can probably jump onto the Skegness meeting,
Well,
which was the world final.
Yeah, so leading up to that, it's always a battle for qualifying points.
Qualifying points, yeah.
We qualified second row inside. I remember clear as day saying to Shay before we went on, how are you feeling? And he said, awful. He said, it's all right winning it, but it, like, trying to defend it is something else. And I thought, you know, fair, I can understand that. Went around for the parade lap, was waving at people and genuinely being a twat. Laps, yeah, there was so many. But as for the race, green flag went, from what I can remember, because I've got an awful memory. Green flag went, Jonesy just left everyone.
Yeah, Jonesy was quick that day.
Ballistically quick. We was second, then there was a bit of a gap, and I think it was Taggy third, or Maddox third. There was the quick boys who were coming up, and I've always wanted a wreath, so I was just saying, like, to myself, right, keep as you are, you'll get your wreath, sweet, don't mind finishing second.
Yeah.
And then one of the Gregorys, I think, was it Owen Gregory, did a fantastic 360 spin in the air and brought the yellow flags out. Yellow flags? Yellow flags. So with that, it's like, right, we're second or third on the restart.
At that point, I do think you were second behind Jonesy.
Yeah.
And you had Taggy behind you.
Yeah, I think there was Maddox, Dodge, and Taggy. Like, I'll happily move out the way to let other people pass that I know are A, quicker than me, and B, hit harder than me. Because I'll happily be one place behind them than in the wall watching from the infield.
Yeah.
So I remember Taggy coming up. We moved wide, let him by. And
Which we was all very happy with that.
Yeah.
Me and your dad was stood watching the restart and we said, just use your brain and get out the way of Taggy.
yeah.
Because
But-
he was on a bit of a mad mission that race.
Yeah, but the problem with that is I moved out the way of Taggy, and then obviously Taggy got the inside, Dodge got the inside, and Danny Maddox did as well. So it was one of those moves where you think, sweet, it's what I wanted to do, but bastard.
Yeah,
You
what
know,
to do now.
I've sort of not knackered myself up here. And then was racing for a few laps. She had a bit of trouble, so when it was on the restart, she was quite far back, and then it's like, well, hang on a second. There's like a new champion, because there's not been a new champion for 4 years, I think. So we was all like expecting Shea to keep it and whatnot.
Yeah.
He had a couple of car problems. So I think everyone just got the dial turned up to 11 and was on one. And I think we battled with Danny Maddox for a bit and Dodge. And then it was like, right, we're third now. Let's see what we can do. Nicole was storming up behind us, and so was Jack. No, I think Jack was. I can't remember where he was.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on what happened behind. I was just.
And then I think there's about 4 or 5 laps to go, and then Taggy took Jonesy out and himself out, and it's gone from like, yeah, I'm popping around there, and it's like, I'm winning it. Fuck.
Yeah, you could definitely see from in the stands as well that
panic stations.
I don't think I've ever seen your back tyre get that close to Skegness wall so many laps in a row.
No, it was bad. I was panicking, I'm not going to lie. Especially with having Nicole behind, because she's quick. She's really quick around Skegness.
Yeah.
So I remember just going around. It was like, right, race, where is she? Race, where is she? Just mirror looking. I've always said to you this season, do not look in your mirror. Use your mirror for the pits. You don't have one. That's why you don't have one.
You've not even let me have one. I'm going to say. Couldn't even use it if I tried.
And I think it was 2 laps to go, and I remember saying to myself, just stop being a prick. If you win it, you win it. If you don't, you don't. Because Nicole was like fully in range to just knock me wide, and she's got it. And then we just sort of kept it steady and won it. And then if you watch the video back, I can't talk because I was screaming that much in the car. So we won that. And I'd like to say everything went downhill from there, but it didn't. It just sort of, it gave me more of a kick up the arse. It's like, right, we can do it. But in my head, and I know a lot of people have said different, I don't feel like I won that. Because it was like Taggy and Jonesy was, if they'd have done it, they'd have won it. But it then just made me think like, right, now we've got it, let's try and keep it. So it sort of gave me a kick up the arse to do a bit more.
Yeah.
And I think that's why last season was a lot more better, like a lot more, what's the word? Aggressive for us. So I said to you at the start of the season, like, right, this year I'm just going to chill, enjoy the gold, just have a bit of fun. And it's like, first race, first final, third.
Yeah.
And then we're up there in the points. And it sort of went from, let's just have a chill year to points year. Let's just worry about the points.
I will say, though, just quickly before you move off, with everything in racing, it's all right saying someone else took someone else out and that doesn't mean you won the race, stuff like that. But you've put yourself in a position where you've used your brain, you've moved out the way for a heavy hitter, you've let him go, you've put yourself in a chance to win it at that point. Because you've gone, I'll sit there and I'll hope they take themselves out. A lot of third places will do that in a lot of races you can watch where you first two will do that last dive for the last corner and then third place just gets a clean run at it. That's a racing tactic if you ask me.
True.
I know what you're saying, but that's racing.
Yeah. But to me, it's like, it's good that it happened because it's now giving me more of a fire in the belly to go out and win them.
Yeah.
You know, not just like, not have it handed, but have it handed.
So like you say, we're moving on to 2025. You got into a bit of a points battle, didn't you?
Yeah, with Shea.
But you also, 2025, decided to run a hire car.
Yeah.
So that was another part of your
like
Rebels chapters coming into it.
If you ever see the Rebels pits, quite a lot of the time, you won't ever find me at our car, our van. Sorry about that, folks. We had some technical difficulties. We're still new at this lot, and we've not realised how important it is to
delete old footage.
Delete SD cards. So
not the SD card, just the footage.
Just the footage.
So, picking up where we left off then, moving on into 2025 was a season of a hire car for you as well as racing.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that. What's it like being the actual your hire car? You've got to make sure it's right. Because you've done it before as well, haven't you? If I'm right, because you've not only had 2 Rebels. No,
so we bought our second car in our first year of doing it with the intention of doing a hire car.
Yeah.
That didn't work. I didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the tool, didn't have the bodies. So that was like, yeah, we'll buy this car. I mean, admittedly, it was really cheap at the time. The kid just got annoyed with it at track and he's like, who wants to buy this car? So I offered him a bacon sandwich. And then he said, no, it's yours, 1,500 quid. So I was like, all right then. do it with a trailer, drop it off my house and we'll do it. And he said, yeah. And it's like, oh, wicked. So that was the intention, to have a hire car out of that one.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned, we didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the bodies to do it. So when we got the current hire car, it was more of a fact of people don't understand, like people that race other formulas or new people that are coming in don't understand like how good a Rebel is to race.
Yeah.
I'm really biased towards them because it's all I've ever done. Like we started oval racing in a Rebel, that's all I know. Other formulas might be wicked, but these are all I know.
Yeah.
And it's good to get other people in the car, get other people in the formula and find out how they like it. So it was just my intention to get a good hire car done.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the other hire cars are bad, but I want people to have like the hire car at the minute is currently better than my car.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, it was sort of a bit of a cheeky. I thought, oh, gold top, you know. People might think, oh, you know, it's the world champs hire car, blah, blah, blah. So there was sort of a little bit of that behind it. It did work a little bit. A lot of people came to us and they liked it. And, you know, we got a win in the hire car with Sam Parker. And he's always, from what we've known from talking to him, he's always wanted to get into a Rebel. Now he's got his own and he's starting to move up a lot. It's good to see that.
I think Sam getting in the car for you was a lot of weight off your shoulders as well, if I remember rightly, because obviously I did the first couple of meetings, you're not going to see what the car's capable of. So Sam getting in the car was a real test of where that car was at, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was still a test for you being in it because, like, oval racing novice, do you know, it's good to see what a complete novice is like in it to make sure that it handles all right, it goes all right. I mean, yeah, admittedly, I'd used you as a guinea pig to get the car running right for people, but you still performed well in it. So it's good that we did that. I mean, when we got the car, we didn't plan on ripping the engine to part.
No.
And doing as much stuff. It was bought as a ready to race car, but it really wasn't ready to race.
No.
It was ready for the bin. No, it's not.
Yeah. But like you say, I know what you're saying, because obviously a lot of the time in a hire car you're going to be getting novices, people wanting to try a formula that might not have raced over racing before, like myself. But I think that one meeting just proved that the car's there for any capability to get in it.
Yeah. It is good to see people go out and do well in it, but it's just good to see more people on track
enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for him to come off, like a lot of people will come off in their own cars and they'll be annoyed and this, that, and the other, even though they've placed well. So when people come off in the hire car and, you know, they're buzzing, they've got smiles on their face, they're excited, and it's good that people see that.
Yeah.
But that car, I don't know what's up with it, but it needs nothing.
Yeah.
It comes off the track mint.
Yeah.
It performs well. I mean, we've had a race out in it. We went from the back to fourth. You know, Keith Murphy mentioned about going in it. He lost his mojo a little bit. He didn't know whether it was the car or himself. He went out in the hire car and like he did well in it.
Yeah.
It's good to see that people can go out in the car and do well.
Yeah.
I mean, people like yourself say it's a bit of a curse, but
100%.
do you know, it's just a combination of like me finding out 10 years of
experience racing.
Yeah, what's not right and what's right, and I've still got a lot to learn. I'm not saying I know everything because I really don't, but I know enough to get me by. So it's good that the hire car's doing well. I mean, we've got bookings already for 2026 season. I don't know if we're going to change the colours of it because people like the colours of it. We do need to fix a little bit of the roof since Mr. Tebbs decided to...
Well, that's what I was going to say. The changing of the colours is a bit of a question mark over it because it's a bit of a known car now, isn't it? Because you had the grace of having Tebbs in it for a race, didn't you? So now after that, we've seen a lot of people come round the pits and you'll just hear in the corner,
that's the car that Tebbs raced.
Yeah. And it brings a smile to my face whenever I hear it.
It is wicked. I mean, well, final. You know, some kids came up to me, was like, is Tebbs racing? And you're like, he's not. Where's the car he raced? And you're like, well, it's over there, but he's not in it. But they still just want pictures.
Yeah, and the beauty of that is the whole point of that for you was, yes, you got your hire car out for Tebs to use, but to bring an eye on to Rebels, and it's most certainly done that.
Yeah, not to try and bang on too much about it, but his video's doing well.
Yeah.
And it's more of a fact of you've got someone like Tebs racing in a popular formula, like 1400 stock cars, and where he's got a hand in with more of your more popular formulas,
Yeah.
racing the 2 litre saloons and whatnot. For him to go out in it and say, you know, it's in the nicest way possible, excuse my friends, for him to go in it and not say it's shit. I think you mentioned when he was getting his boots off and getting sorted, he looked at the car and he's like, I want to go back out into this unfinished business. And I think that's the only bad thing about Rebels is people need to get in them.
100%.
They just need to give them a go. And yeah, there might be faster things out there and all that jazz, but I don't know, there's just something wicked about them.
It's one we've always said, haven't we? People will come up to you and go, that's wicked, that, what are you running in it? There you go, Robin Reliant engine with 52 brake horsepower, and they sort of go, oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a Beetle hot rod that I'm doing as just a little like side project. It's got a 4.8 supercharged V8 in it. So when people come into you and they see that, and then they see the Rebels and they go, oh, what's it got in it? You know, has it got a V8? Has it got a bike engine? And you say, guess. No one ever guesses right. And you say, you know, Robin Reliant engine, they're like, what?
Yeah.
But if you disregard that and you get in them and you have a race, if you race them hard, you know what they're like. But yeah, I think the Rebels just needed someone like Tebs to get in the car and give it some, because you can ask any of the racers in the cars that have raced for a year or two, and they'll all say they're good. You then get your keyboard warriors, oh, the shit. You know, they're bumpy as anything. You don't want to race them. They're like a lesser formula, yada, yada, yada. Wicked, we've got a hire car. Put your money where your mouth is, have a go, it shows how it's done. And if you can't, you know, pipe down. So it's good to see that all the cars are getting bought up. Do you know, there was
definitely the minute they go like hotcakes. Once that for sale sign goes up, I think you've got with certain cars.
Yeah, there was one the other week. Who was it? Blue car 40.
Philip Dack.
Yeah, his car was up, quite cheap. I said to Danny, "That's going to be gone tomorrow." Woke up, gone.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what cars are for sale now. Brad Cooper's, is his cars for sale?
Yeah, I don't think it's massively advertised, that one though. Is it like
No,
advertised cars for sale at the minute?
I think he's still using it as a hire car.
Yeah, advertised cars at the minute. I don't think there is one. There
No.
might be that I don't know about, but they just seem to come up and
That's it.
yeah,
Done. And even with the fact of like the whole speed within car race thing that's going on now with, you know, dropping the likes of Aldershot, Northampton, Ipswich, all them tracks. Yeah, it's a hit, but no one really seems to be too bothered. I mean, yes, it's annoying that there's a lot of tracks gone.
yeah, definitely.
But we're still bringing in a lot of numbers. I mean, I say we're still bringing in. We're in the winter time now, so we don't really know what's
No,
what.
but like we said, you look at the last race of last season. What was it?
44 cars. Were
4
there.
cars, and there's rumour of 6 new cars to hit the track at the start of next season.
Yeah, well, there is. I know we've got 4 or 5 people there that had cars that weren't racing because the cars weren't ready or they weren't ready to race. And then you have the likes of, I know Mick Kemp, his car's sold now. Phil Dack, but obviously that car was out. So there's cars that were sort of stashed away that have got races on them now. But because of, I mean, this is something I wanted to sort of talk to you outside of this, is now that we've lost a lot of tracks, we've got Skegness, Buxton, Mendips, Lochелly. We've only got 4 qualifying rounds for World Final.
Is that it?
That's
I
it.
feel like we're missing one. Is that it? Wow.
That's it, yeah. You think if they do Skegness times 4 multiplier on a white top, are we going to have white tops at the pole?
Are they going to add more in there? Will they only do 4?
I don't know. That's the thing, because usually for a World Final race, you've got one race at each track that's a qualifying round.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, losing all of them tracks, it's a kick in the doodads. But on qualifying days, you imagine how hectic that's going to be.
Yeah, you can't really afford to miss one if there's only going to be 4.
You can't afford to miss them, and everyone's going to be balls out.
Yeah, because...
I mean, you're going to literally be balls out if you don't sort your race suit out. But yeah, you've lost. I don't know how many tracks, you know. But then you've sort of gained more incentive to sort of race harder.
Yeah, definitely.
And like our final this year's at Mendips.
Yeah, so numbers probably ain't going to be up there with the 44 cars on the track.
No, I think we're only allowed 36. But do you really want 36 rebels at Mendips?
No,
because you'll have people like me trying to cross the line backwards and causing chaos. So yeah, you've lost all the tracks, or you've lost a good few tracks, but you've gained, you know, maybe some more harder racing.
Yeah, definitely.
And like we found out last season and the season before that is, all races count towards points.
Yeah, definitely. So, like you say, bit of a tangent there again. So 2025, you was going to just have a bit of fun, cracking on. Ended up being a bit of a points battle, didn't it?
Yeah, I think I've got the screenshot somewhere. I'll always have the screenshot. We was the top of the points. Admittedly, we was joint with Shea.
Yeah.
But I think they just put AJ first. I don't know why. I think just alphabetical order. So I'm cherishing that. But no, it was a big points battle with Shea for a good while. I remember my dad saying to me about Harry's catching up and Nicole's catching up. And it's like, well, Nicole's the closest one to me. I'm going to sort of focus on there. We're not really going to look at Harry because he's 100 and some points behind. And then each meeting, he just keeps creeping and creeping and creeping and creeping. And there's times like everything that happened at Northampton, you know, you're winning it by half a lap. Steering column comes off. Bollocks. You know, you're winning it by half a lap. You get taken out by a back marker. Bollocks. You know, there's a few times where you'll watch the racing and you'll race and you'll think, oh, well, it's only 5th. I could have got 4th, but I didn't want to do it. Or it's only a DNF.
Yeah.
But then back into the season, you're chasing your ass so much.
Where you finished, like you say.
But this is the thing. Like, going into that last race, well, at the end of the season, we was 3 points behind Harry.
Yep.
Now, our last race got cut short.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was Alan and Lucy, the previous people, or someone from Rebels that said if the race had gone on, we would have got that. Because I don't know if... I mean, we started the race, I punted Harry into the wall. Because, like, you're fighting for points.
Yeah,
that's the last race. There's 3 points in it. Or I think there was 12 points in it at that time. So I think we punted him into the wall and the track was awful. It was...
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Awful. But it was one of those, like, just try and persist because, like, you've got to finish this race and you've got to try and beat him. And I don't know if they said, like, if they'd have kept on going, would have got him. Or if they'd have stopped on the lap we was on rather than the lap before we would have done it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you know, spinning at Northampton.
Yeah, there's many points through the season there where you can start going back and going, what if?
Yeah, if we go back and we'll go, well, if we didn't do that, you know, we got caught up with Criv at Skegness, you know, little daft stuff like that, little daft DNFs, which you don't think of at the beginning of the season. So I think going into it next season, I'm going to have the mindset of, I'm not too arsed on the championships, I'm not too arsed on the race wins, although obviously the race wins will help. It's just consistently getting the points and trying to reduce the amount of DNFs. That's why sometimes you'll see me, I don't care if the wheel's hanging off. I'll still go around because if you get 1 point or if you get 3 points at the end of the season, it helps.
Yeah. That was a big thing. But again, like I've said before, that is just racing, isn't it? Yeah. There's always the what ifs, what could have been. But yeah, 2025 was a bit of a, like you said, different year for you because you at one point as well had 5 cars out on track. 4 or 5?
Yeah, 5 cars. So there's obviously my car, your car, there's Reece Sharp's 254, there's the hire car, and Danny Scholes' car.
Yeah.
But Danny was looking at purchasing ours offers. So yeah, we've got a few cars out on track. Some people might think I'm mad for buying them all, but they're better off coming to me, getting race ready. They might not look the prettiest, but they're out on track.
Yeah.
You know, it's better than them being used as a planter. And I've only sold one car throughout my 10
Out
years.
of how many?
6.
6 in total.
Hey, I've always said if there's ever a Rebel out there with a 1 in front of it, we'll have it. Don't matter what it is.
You want to be careful. What if it's 100 grand? It's got a 1 in front of it.
Right, 4-digit. 4-digit with a 1.
So 2025, I know at the end of it you ended up missing out on that second place in your points battle. So looking forward, we always say we want to go 1 above. So is your target going to be that second place in the points, or you got another target you're thinking about?
I'd like it to be second place. I've got my eyes set on the Masters this year, just because we start at the back. With being a superstar, it's good, but you can lose it. And I don't know, there's just something, like whenever we start a race now, we'll always drop back a bit. Start at superstar, you'll always see me dropping back. And is it the right way to race? Probably not. Is it my way to race? Yeah. Just because whenever we start out in superstar, we go, right, when the green flag drops, we're going to go, we just get spat out. You know, people try and win it on the first corner, can't win it on the first corner. Yeah. So I like starting at the back of the supers just so I can get settled and get my head in gear, and then like they will put the foot down. People like Shea probably just have their head in gear straight away. I don't. So I'm hoping next season I'm going to be looking for second, but I'll be honest with you, the way some of the drivers are going, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
Danny Maddox is always pushing to get faster and quicker and higher in the points. Nicole, she's another one. She was a contender. I think she just had 1 or 2 DNFs that maybe shook her a little bit, and then Harry Graham quick, Shea quick. So and even Sam Parker, he's quick.
A full season if he goes for it.
So I think it's going to be a battle this year, which I'm hoping it is. You're going to have your newbies starting. You're going to have, you know, some people in the way. You're going to have Dave Morley being a wall again. That guy you cannot move him at all. So I think this season it's more going to be focusing on reducing the DNFs.
Yeah, more consistent.
More consistent, reliable. We're gonna get an engine spare, because although we build our own engines, we don't have a spare one.
No.
And then same again, hire car. Just make sure people have a wicked experience in that. Because it's there for people to use, and it's there for people to abuse. Do you know? And it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, like you say, with the high guys, one thing we always say is don't go out and race it like you're worried about it. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it. You go out there.
I tell people to, you know, if I'm in front of you, don't worry about hitting me. Just rattle me.
Yeah.
I think it was Sam. I think he was having a battle with Sam Parker again at Buxton. And at the end of it, he said to me, he said, I didn't really want to, you know, bump the guy who I'm hiring a car. I said to him, I said, absolutely rattle me against the wall, because that's what it's there for. The bumper's there for twatting a person in front of you. And if I'm in front of you, it'll rattle me.
One day.
You got to catch me first, Danny boy.
We've seen I can use the bumper at least.
Can you? Have you seen the state of it?
Maybe not now. So with that then, up to second in points and Masters we'll go for.
You know, you're asking a bit too much of me now.
Come on.
I'll tell you what, we'll say third again.
Yep.
With something, another title. I mean, this year all we got was 30th anniversary and second to Shale Shifter, which was probably out of the entire racing career of man, even the World Final, none of the races compared to that last race at Northampton. because it was just a slugfest.
Yeah.
Shea, Danny Maddox, myself just battling through the entire race. And, you know, if the finish line was a few more yards closer to the corner, we might have took it. There's been drag races and close finishes, but that was something else. I think, do you know what? That's what I want. I want more racing like that next year. Not just from me, but from everyone.
Yeah, well, the best things about that is, me and Elle have said it before, but when you're watching it from in the stands as well, it's 10 times better when you're watching, oh God, maybe Danny's in the front, or then AJ's took it, or then someone else is there. Like, I mean, look at the Shea Murphy move we've said before at Buxton. Was he sat in fourth?
No, Aldershot.
Aldershot, sorry. Sat in fourth, puts the shunt in on his dad, which then pushes all 3 cars in front wide, and he goes around and takes it.
Yeah.
They're the finishes you want.
Yeah, you don't just want, so-and-so's 4 laps ahead of everyone. Who's going to come second?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a lot better racing when everyone's closer.
Definitely.
And because we've got so many races at Skegness and so many races at Buxton, people are going to refine the cars a bit better.
Find the lines.
And maybe you're going to get that. Do you know? And then you never know, 2027 season, we might have the rest of the tracks. Do you know? It just depends, because again, it's just Rebels. People think that they're a kids' formula, or just not a big formula. Get in one, race it, have a go, and then you'll be able to.
Yeah, anyone that thinks it easy, if they wanted to come jump in it, if they pissed every race, then you'd give them the credit. But no, I don't see many people getting in to a Rebel and winning it all against the competition that's out there. Definitely.
I've done it 10 years, Danny, but I can't even get it a win.
Right, well, I think that's everything of your long career in Rebels up to now.
I mean, it's been a mess, purely because I can't remember half of the stuff I've done. I've been rattled about that much. But yes, I think we will call that. So if people would like a separate watch-along
videos, something to do with the Carnage and Scrapyard Supercar videos.
So it was 30 cars in a desert fighting. We had a Volvo 940 that we strapped weapon to. We had a 36-inch Massey Ferguson tractor where we spun at 300 mile an hour. And you see me being an absolute prat of myself, because I always am.
And then Scrapyard Supercar was you building something out of scrap to be a Porsche
Supercar,
down Santa Pod's drag strip.
So there's quite a few stories with all that jazz. And you'll find out why I'm on a blacklist for Dubai.
Yeah.
Which I'm quite scared to think, because they said there was very broken English, but when they said I'll get searched, I don't know if it's like search your bag or cavity search. So if you would like to know more about that, please let us know. Comment, ask us. I don't know. But I think that will be it for us until the new year, because of Christmas festivities stuff. But I think maybe the next person we'll have on is number 193. We'll have to see. Mr. Aaron.
See how it goes in the new year. But apart from that, we hope you all have a good Christmas and New Year's.
And New Year. I hope everyone gets very merrily drunk.
And that'll do for us. So we'll see you later.
See you later. Christmas plans.